Welcome to No Office, a podcast about work, technology, and life from a remote company perspective. In Nozbe, we believe that work is not a place to go. It is a thing that you do. That is why since 2007, we run our company 100% remotely. In Nozbe, there is no office. The No Office podcast is sponsored by Nozbe Teams, a to-do app that helps model teams do great things. Go to nozbe.com to learn more.
Don't cram 20 people on Zoom.
Fluorescent lighted office all day long. You probably are going to work from home.
Hello and welcome to episode number 31 of No Office, a podcast about work, technology and life from a remote company perspective. My name is Rafał Sobolewski, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend and CEO of our No Office company Nozbe, Michael Sliwinski. Hello, Michael. How are you today?
Good. I'm really good because this is my last day of work because tomorrow I have free.
You have short break, yeah?
Yes. I'm going on a date with my wife, so that's great.
Oh, that's fancy.
Yeah. Like when you have 3 kids, you really appreciate that you can go on a date with your wife without kids, for a couple of days. So this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, so have a great time for you and Evelina. And so let's jump into our typical segment. And let's talk about what we have been up to recently, because November was very intense for us. We had a Black Friday promo, and we had a lot of meetings. We will get there.
Yes.
But we, on Cyber Monday, we actually recorded 2 product vlogs, one in Polish, one in English, and we show how to use Nozbe Teams with multiple teams, with how you can purchase Nozbe Premium for your team of 1 even, or team of 2. And we show some new features like filters. And there are more features that we are working on currently. Actually, I see on our Slack that we have a notification from Nadek. He's working on native Mac app.
Yes. Don't tell anyone.
Windows as well, don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There are more exciting stuff to come in Nozbe Teams, and hopefully we will have more to share even in December in another product vlog. So make sure to check out our nozbe.com/vlog website. There's always the newest episode there.
Yes. I'm really happy that we managed to do one, and this whole fact of us introducing the multiple teams, and also introducing more plans. So there is a plan for team of 1. So if you just want to use Nozbe Teams on your own, you can just get a team of 1 and use it on your own. And the thing is that just today when I was reviewing the promo, we figured out, we saw a case of a person who bought the team of 1 with the promo, so for with additional months free as of the Black Friday offer, and already today they have 3 people on the team. So he used already the system that which I think I would like to say it's brilliant because we figured it out, but I think it is brilliant.
Because you shaped it up.
Yes, because I shaped it up. This system that when you start with a team of 1 and you pay for a year and you want to add additional person to your team, you don't have to pay anything. You just change to 2 people. And then we automatically calculate your next renewal to be just earlier, because we just use the time that you bought anyway. And he used it twice because he also got the 3rd person on board. So and I think this is what I really like about Nozbe Teams, that we make upgrades and downgrades so easy. You don't have to go through finance, you don't have to pay another bill, another invoice, whatever. You just change the plan and it automatically adjusts the next renewal.
Yeah, so
time.
actually with doing this trick, you can buy not only a Nozbe Premium for a month or for a year, you can actually calculate to buy it for 3 months or 4 months or 7 months.
Yes, exactly. So just by manipulating how many people you have on your team, basically.
Yeah.
But this is what I like about our approach, is that we want people to start very small, even solopreneurs, team of one, whatever, and then gradually keep adding people to their
Yeah,
team.
actually,
no
I
problem.
think that's even better, even easier to introduce to a team once like 2 or 3 people already know the tool and how it works, and then later invite more people and help them to onboard, because like every tool for teams is like we try to make it as easier as possible, but there will always be things that need to be explained to some team members.
But that's something that I always say to our customers, is that they should start small. Just put one project, one major project that you're working on, and the people who are going to work on this project in your Nozbe Teams, and that's it. Everything else, do the same way you were doing, but just this one project, do it in Nozbe Teams with this small group of people. And when you get the hang of it, you will want to add more projects to it.
Yeah.
But also this will create engagement, because people know, they will know that to access information about this particular project, they will have to use Nozbe Teams. There is no other way to get to that information. There is no email, there is no Jira, Slack, Asana, whatever you were using before, because it's in Nozbe Teams. So you start with Nozbe Teams with a small group of people in one project, and then it grows from there.
Yep. And let's move on. As I said, November was very intense, and I'm glad you have a break with your wife for
Yes.
a day, like a couple of days. Me too. I took some couple of days free in December, and I can't wait to take the rest, because this month or the last month was really intense. We had a lot of meetings, and I additionally had training on macOS Monterey.
Okay.
And it was on Saturday, and it was virtual, and it was I felt dead for the next day. And
Wow. What kind of training was that? Like, who did it for you?
Do you know Polish podcast Magatka?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
There goes. I'm the like premium subscriber of this, and with this subscription, I have like one training for free in a year.
Okay.
Yeah, so I decided I want to have a training once the new macOS shipped, and I planned it for November, but I forgot about that. That's actually a week before Black Friday, and we will have, as always, a very intense time. So yes. I didn't plan it well. That's my mistake. But that really ruined my weekly schedule.
Yes, I'm sure it did. But that's the thing, we like also I had, like, just today I had so many meetings as well, and it's like when we have too many meetings, we get really very quickly drained out, and we just it's like meetings are something that that you want to do well. You want to be prepared for a meeting, so it's also the time before the meeting, and not about just because you're anxious or afraid, but also because you really want to do well. You want to be ready for it, and then you have to be on the meeting. The good thing is that in our company we have the setups pretty well done, so there is no, hey, can you hear me, do you see my camera? Like, we don't have that, but it's still like we are there, and it's intense. And I think also the style of our meetings is like we like to fight, and we like to really discuss things.
Like this training I had from Magatka guys and our meetings, like I liked all of them to be and to figure out stuff, but really after such a meeting, even though I felt it was very productive meeting, I feel exhausted after like having 3 of them on Monday, for example. Yeah.
Yes.
All the whole training on Saturday, it took like 10 hours of being online constantly in front of camera. Like, wow, that's really not good for my brain, I think. And actually, recently on Tuesday we had a retrospection or our design fight meeting?
Yes. So about that, our design fight meeting is our proudest meeting. I'm really proud
Our
of this meeting.
favorite.
Our favorite. This is our the best thing we have ever invented for our team. I describe it in my book at nooffice.com/meetings. So it's in the whole chapter about meetings. I talk about our design fight meeting. The cool thing about it is that it's like this brain trust. So we are like, around a round table, and we decide on designing new features for Nozbe, and none of us has the most power. Like, we have to convince each other, we have to fight each other, and we have to ask inconvenient questions, and ask maybe stupid questions, talk about edge cases. So like it's a very intense discussion, because we don't want to ship crappy features for our users. We don't want to ship features that will just break, or what's for me personally the most important, we don't want to ship features that create bad habits. Something that it might be a good idea, but this will create a bad habit that people will start doing this instead of what they should be really doing, right?
Yeah, and I really appreciate that we can on this meeting or in this design fight group, we really give each other very negative feedback on the things we shaping up. Yeah, and that's really good, because if you don't get negative feedback, that means that either your coworkers are not so good, or you
Yes.
are not, or you are just at the top level, and there is no way to develop yourself.
Nobody's that good.
Yeah.
But not even me. So the thing is that we really criticize each other's work. There is this saying, when you're an author, like when you're or anyway, when you're a creator, you should kill your darlings. Like, you should edit. You should really, look critically at your stuff. But it's hard, because these are your darlings. But on the side fight meetings, no problem. People are killing our darlings.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, several times when I shaped up like a very cool feature, and I was so excited about it, only to be just completely like destroyed on the meeting, and like my feature went to trash immediately. And something I was really excited about just went nowhere. But it's okay. Like, I tried, I explored an idea, and then it helps me also change my mind, be flexible and adaptive to be changing my mind. Because I think this is the worst part about our society, is that many people are stubborn. They don't change their minds. They don't want to improve, or look on the other side. They just are stuck with what they believe or what they think, and that's it. And we should really fight for what we believe in. But when we get proof from the other side that it's a different situation, and that there are new facts, and our situation has changed, we should be able to change the way we think.
Yeah, exactly. And many times it can be done asynchronously. We actually don't need this meeting like that much.
Yeah, I mean, again, talking about designing features. So one of the things that how we designed Nozbe Teams is that the comments should encourage a longer discussion, a longer comment, not just yes or okay, right? It should be like a longer thing. Okay, there are gestures like yes, no, but the most important thing is that we want to encourage longer discussions. And because of that, Nozbe Teams promotes asynchronous work. And that's why we realized that the design fight meeting, as great as it is, and it is really good. Like, well, I want to just explore a little bit more why it's so good. But we've done it very well. But we can move one step further, and we can, like, going from it's a regular meeting, because I always say, I mean, in my book I say that meetings should be regular, optional, optional, and well prepared. And the thing is that we decided that optional should be the default for this meeting. So the default is we don't have to meet. There is no meeting on Tuesday at 2 p.m.
No,
unless.
Yeah. Actually, I think that optional was default. Like we always agreed that, okay, if we have topics to discuss, then there is a meeting. Yeah.
Mhm.
And now we change it to make it, okay, the default is no meeting unless the day before the meeting, Monday 4 p.m., we decided that we need a meeting because there are topics that cannot move forward asynchronously.
Mhm.
So yes, there is that. And yeah, because I noticed that often I hesitated to give asynchronous feedback when this feedback is complicated and maybe it's harder to write. That's write down this more complex feedback to some idea. And I sometimes waited for the meeting to share it. And that's not good because if I have a feedback, I should share it like immediately and learn how to express myself in the written form because that's most productive. And only when we cannot really get to the final conclusions asynchronously, then we will do the meeting.
Yes, because the meeting is basically for the nuance. Like it's to really like talk things through if you cannot get it right in a written form, and that's where we should be headed. And our comments, as you mentioned, should be better. So we should basically get better. Even us, the masters of asynchronous work, should get even better at asynchronous work, at asynchronous comments.
Yeah,
Because
like async is default. Like meeting is really only when it's needed.
yes, and like we are humans. Like we like to hang out, to be together, and all that stuff. That's why we also decided that we will have the meeting when it's necessary, or once a month, whichever comes first. So this way, we make sure that the group of design fighters is still coherent, that the group is still there. We know that we're part of the group, and we have this one moment in month at least to get motivated to give each other, push each other for better comments, for better feedback, for better conversation.
Yes, because like on those meetings, we sometimes let ourselves to brainstorm some idea, but
Yeah.
we always do it. Okay, that's interesting point. Let's brainstorm this, but for 15 minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah, and after 15 minutes, okay, if we decide there's something interesting, that we create a task to be shaped up by someone, and someone from the team will explore the topic more and prepare the proper shape up, which in the future will be by default discussed asynchronously.
Exactly. And I think so one thing that I really liked about our design fight meeting was that it was really well prepared. So like really well prepared, just like what I mentioned in my book, in my chapter on meetings, that we sometimes we're late, of course, with documentation and stuff. Sometimes it was really last minute, but still, we always, like all of us, really read the documentation, the comments, everything before the meeting. So the meeting was always after we've read stuff, which is great. So you read it first, and then you'll discuss. And but now, as you said, we need to be better even at preparing this documentation and commenting on it asynchronously. We also said, and I think it's also very cool, that the person who is responsible for a feature, for a proposal, for the document, is responsible for managing comments there. So they have to react to comments there, and then later in our Nozbe Teams app, in that task, summarize for everyone else. Like, okay, so I got these comments, I changed the document, or I'm going to ditch it, or I'm going to completely make it new, or I just improved some stuff, and these are the final conclusions. Do you agree? And then when we agree, the thing goes forward. So
yeah, the things goes forward to our portfolio of options for the development.
Exactly. So I encourage you, like every one of you, just to really question your meetings. Like make sure that because there's a saying, it's a meeting and it could have been an email. No, it could have been a task in Nozbe Teams. But mostly, if this meeting happens too many times, think about it. Does it really have to happen? Does it have to really happen that often? Can we not make it a different process, like having a task, having comments, deciding there, and only when we really need to be together, we are together on a meeting. So really, I do encourage you to all to question the meetings. Really,
Yeah, and you can if you encounter resistance from your teammates and you want to do it, maybe try convince them by, okay, so we have this meeting every week, like make it every 2 weeks, and in the meantime try to discuss things asynchronously.
Exactly.
To not make drastic change, but slowly adapt to the asynchronous work.
Yeah, but and because it is important, like especially in an all remote workspace like we have, that you have to meet, because you have to, like, every
Yes.
now and then, because you want to feel that you're part of something, that you're part of a team, that you are in this together with somebody else, hand in hand, right? So you want to meet quite regularly, but maybe not as regularly as initially you thought, because this can be draining and this can be exhausting. And what I like about our decision on this design fight meeting is the fact that we have something which is great, but we still are trying to make it even better. Like we appreciate that what got us here won't get us there. So like the way it works now, it was great for the time that we needed it. Now we are changing it a bit different because we think this will help us, make it even better.
Yeah, so we constantly want to move forward and evolve ourselves and our process. Yep, and anything else you want to add to this topic, or shall we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break and listen to one of our customers, how they love Nozbe.
Yes, because No Office Podcast is sponsored by Nozbe Teams, a to-do app that helps small teams do great things. Let's hear what Sara, Nozbe customer, say about a product.
When we've been around for about 10 years, our business has, and we've been using Nozbe for about 8 of those years. And as we grew, we kind of got to the point where I just couldn't remember everything anymore. I'm pretty organized. I would just kind of keep everything in my head and with Post-it notes and things like that. And it just got to be too much. And so I started looking around for some sort of project management software that could help me set up really a trusted system. But really, I just wanted a system where I could know that I had everything in there. I wasn't going to forget anything. I wasn't going to drop any balls for our clients or miss deadlines.
So that was Sara, our great customer, and you spoke recently to Sara, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, this was an excerpt from my interview with her. So first I spoke to her because I speak to customers. If you go to nozbe.com/contact, you will know how we do customer support. And one of the things I do is regularly meet with customers. And I met with her, and she was brilliant, and it was so much fun talking to her. And I thought, and I asked her if she could, do an interview for our podcast and for our blog. And if you want to learn more, just go to nozbe.com/blog, go to our blog on Nozbe, and then you can see my
blog.nozbe.com.
There you go, blog.nozbe.com. And if you go there, you will find my recent conversation with Sara, the full conversation, where I asked her several questions. And one of the key takeaways is how she forces people to use verbs to make Nozbe more actionable. So stay tuned, check it out. It's like she gives lots of good tips and tricks. She's a kind of productivity nut, which I appreciate a lot. So,
all right. So let's move on to our No Office setup segment, and I have some follow-up to the previous episode, to the iPad only. Because in the recent episode, I was complaining
Yes.
a little bit on my iPad only trip. And yeah, actually you posted on your blog recently the review of iPad Pro 13 inch after 3
Yes.
months. Yeah, and you reminded me one another thing that that really annoyed me. Is like working with large files on iPad. It can be really be a pain in the back part of your body. Yeah, because back then I had like mobile internet connection, and I was just finished recording a podcast episode with Emilia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I downloaded the recording from StreamYard, and the whole audio recording was like 900 megabytes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wanted to upload it to Dropbox.
Okay.
And still working on some other stuff on iPad. Yeah, and it failed. It failed via Dropbox. It failed via Files app. Yeah, and I only managed to do it the day after.
Okay.
Which wasn't great. And you actually made a good point that you cannot even, you bought 1 terabyte model of your iPad Pro, yeah, but you cannot set it to download all your photos from iCloud Photo Library locally, which is
this is nuts. I mean, this is really ridiculous, because I have 1 terabyte iPad. I got it only, and remember we had this discussion: should I get it or should I not get it? I got it for the 16 gigabytes of RAM. Because it has more RAM, and Apple is charging you for it. Like, the difference between 0.5 terabyte iPad and the 1 terabyte iPad is a big difference. So I was really like doubting myself if I should spend so much money on this iPad, but I did, because I'm iPad only. This is my main computer. Let's do it. And first of all, I'm not sure that the 16 gigabytes of RAM are still so useful, because many apps are just being killed anyway. But second thing is that really I cannot use this 1 terabyte of data. Like, I cannot download all my iCloud files, for example. Like, I have my presentations. I can, like, with so much space, I could download all my presentations, all my, like, really all of my iCloud files, all of my photos, and I would be still with plenty of space. My photos and videos are like, I don't know, 300 gigabytes right now. And then my iCloud data, like, it's just, I don't know, 50 or 100. So it's still, I mean, I would still have plenty room to spare, but there is no way to set iOS to do it, to download it all, because whenever I want to edit some video, I have to first wait until it gets from the iCloud. And with that, it would be local. I would just, use the video, and that's it.
Yes, exactly. Like, that's bananas, because like iPad is a mobile device, and often you can find yourself in a place that you want to work on such a video, but you may have like, of course you would have like 4G or even 5G internet connection, but that's not always the case, and this internet connection can be not so good as you have in home. So it takes like a couple of minutes to download a long video in 4K.
Exactly. So that's the problem. And the 5G is fantastic. Like, I'm so happy with the 5G, like, because around me, like, it seems like 5G is everywhere already. Like, it's very, very, like, where I live, I think they have upgraded the infrastructure very quickly. And it's really fast. So I don't have to find any hotspots, anything, anywhere. I'm not even in the hotel rooms. I don't care. I'm not going to load the crappy Wi-Fi of the hotel. I just prefer to use 5G. I download the video, like what I want to watch. I mean, I stream the videos through 5G, and it's fantastic. It's no problem. So it works pretty good. But still, like, if I could have these files locally, and I have that space, like, it's wasted space right now. Like, it's kind of, I have 800 and something gigabytes of wasted space on this iPad. Yeah. It's completely empty. So I would love to have more ways to really download, like, indicate, I want to download this, I want to have this locally, I want to have that. and have that really work for me. So yeah, I mean, there are hacks to do it, but it's not ideal. I would love to have it like really, really well done, and especially because it works with iCloud, and it should with iCloud photos, it should just work out of the box like this.
Yeah, and I really cannot wait to get my new MacBook Pro. It will have 2 terabytes SSD, and I just checked. My iCloud photo library is 400 gigabytes.
Oh, so bigger than mine.
So yeah, I couldn't fit it neither on my iPad. I could fit it on my iMac, but it would be very hard because my iMac is 512 gigabytes. And yeah, and I really cannot wait to make a cleanup of this iCloud photo library, because it's like 9 years of photos. And I really want to grab some older photos that I have on some disks to upload it to iCloud photo library. And yeah, cleaning it up, I want to have all the files locally to do it efficiently. So I will do it in December on my new MacBook Pro.
Nice.
So that's the plan. And yeah, and I'm really glad that, yeah, really can't wait to have this machine.
Well, anyway, so apart from that, I'm really enjoying the iPad Pro. I'm loving it. So if you go to michael.team/iPad13 Pro, you will have the whole review of like 3-month review of my iPad Pro with all the details and some photos. And like for me personally, like there are these drawbacks and these iOS limitations, but for my work they don't affect me that much. But I still find lots of joy just using this iPad, and it's just I love having it as my main computer.
Yeah, that's we always saying, like, using an iPad, it's a lot of joy. It has its limitations, but yeah, it really sparks joy. Just like my iPad Mini that we talked about it on the recent episode, but it was 2 weeks ago, and I really didn't have much time to play with it because of November and Black Friday.
Yes.
So sorry, I don't have any new conclusions about that yet. Hopefully I will have it for the next episode. But yeah, you posted 2 blog posts about your new home office setup for 2022.
Yes.
Here it is in the show notes and as a chapter. Yeah, and I have some questions about that.
Okay.
Because
this is the space what you're showing right now is the space behind my desk. So this is what you can see. Like this is the space behind me. It's not my desk.
Yeah. So you still have this Thunderbolt display.
Yes.
What do you use it for now?
So right now, nothing. It's just there because I used to have the iMac connected to it. But now the iMac is in a different place, so the cable is not long enough. But I am getting a Thunderbolt to USB-C to Thunderbolt to Thunderbolt 4, like to have the dongle to change it so I can connect it also to my iPad. So I could sometimes connect iPad to it and put some videos on there and some other stuff. So I want to use it as an additional display, and I'm either going to use that, or I'm going to sell it and get a proper 4K display. I'm not sure yet. Like I used to use it just because I had it in my home, and I've had this display for just many years. But now it's there just for decoration until I find a use for it.
Yeah. Okay. That's good enough. Fair enough. All right. Another question is because I can see some new stuff on your fancy OBS wall.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think there's a new iPhone there.
So there are 2 iPhones. There is the iPhone SE, and there is the iPhone 3G. Yes, 3G. Yeah. And both work. Both work perfectly, even the 3G. So there is the iPad 3, there is the iPad 1. I made a special kind of shelf for my water, so I can have water next to me when I sit there. I made a special hanger for my, so I have this stand for the iPad, so I can use the iPad as on the iPad for drawing. So I have this stand there that I can just pull up and use it as a support for the iPad. And then
this is the gray one,
yes,
just below the original iPad.
Just below the iPad 3. The white
3,
is the iPad 3. Yes. So yes, exactly. This is like a stand, a pop-up for to use it in an iPad mode, just for drawing and these kind of things. And then I have a broken iPad Mini 2. It's completely broken. It doesn't work anymore. So that's why it's the back is there.
That's why it's backwards.
Exactly. I mean, the screen is not shattered, but it just doesn't display anything.
Yeah.
So I decided to put it on the other way around so that you can see a nice Apple logo and and that kind of stuff. And then I also put my Lego on the wall, my Porsche Lego, which I really like, and just personal stuff, and of course my collection of Apple Watch wristbands.
All right, yeah, that's I really like this. I wasn't a fan at first of this wall, but yeah, you managed to convince me. That's nice, and it really looks very good as your background. Now, as you moved your desk,
right?
Yeah, that's really cool. And I noticed that you also like as you moved your desk, you had to move your cables as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and that's because now all the cables are below the entrance to the balcony. Yeah.
Yes, I mean not really all the cables. I mean I have just 2 cables that are below the entrance to the balcony. So the main power cable and the Ethernet cable. Yeah, and that's it. Yeah, everything else is under the desk.
Only to those to the desk. Yeah.
Yeah, because I also wanted to make sure that I can plug it. I mean, I can unplug the desk completely. So the Ethernet cable also is connected to other Ethernet cable with this joint thing. You can there's plastic. There's a plastic thing that joins 2 Ethernet cables. So this way I can unplug the Ethernet cable, unplug the power cable, and I can move the desk with all the cables in it. So I can really freely move the desk anywhere I want. I mean, it's here now. I can move it a little bit, differently, or move it aside if I don't want to have it next to the balcony for some reason. I just wanted to make sure that the desk is kind of independent, and I think it's a good tip that you don't have just many cables going to the desk. Instead, you have just 2 cables maximum, the power and the Ethernet, and everything else is within the desk. So under the desk, I have all the power charging, all the, everything. The whole infrastructure is contained in the desk.
Yeah, that's really nice. I think that's the best setup you ever had.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah. So, have you managed to make this display in the teleprompter mode? So with mirrored screen.
There is no chance to do it. I checked everything. There's an application that tries to mirror, like to do this, teleprompter mode.
Yeah, I sent you a link to
yes,
that. Didn't work.
No, it works, but it rewrites the screen, so it's laggy.
Ah.
Yes, so it's good for for text, but it's not good for video conferencing.
Yeah,
because it will just be laggy. I tried it. I installed it. It works, but it makes everything laggy. So no, no, there is no application or no way to in the Mac OS to flip the screen horizontally so that I can see like you right now in the way that it would be flipped.
Huh, that's interesting.
Well,
maybe our listeners have some teams, so let us know if you know how to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I I hope that I will have the teleprompter tool next year. So yeah, I haven't bought it on Black Friday because like really iPad Mini and MacBook Pro like make my budget for Black Friday sale really low. So I really must have to really resist myself from buying stuff because there were some good promos for the stuff I'd like to have, but
Yes.
they are not like indispensable. Yeah. So for example, let's go jump to the stuff we bought and didn't buy.
Yeah.
Because I didn't buy AirPods Pro, and there was a good promo for this, and yeah, I'd really like to have them. Recently I started to appreciate it, like just sitting and listening to the music for a while and do nothing else. Focus on the music, to hearing each instrument separately. And now with all this fancy high quality in Apple Music, now it's possible. And with AirPods Pro, that would be even cooler, probably.
So not for the same reason, but for a reason, I didn't also buy the AirPods Max because AirPods Max were on sale as well, and they are very expensive. So they normally are $550, and they were down to $450 or something, or even less. Very good price, but still, it's lots of money. And I thought, and I asked around some friends who have AirPods Max, what like. Do they think they're great, or like why would they use them? And one of the reasons is like that they listen to music a lot. They like listening to that. And the thing is that I barely do that. For casual listening, I always have my AirPods Pro, so I have them with me on me all the time. I have these Bose, NC 700s, and I hardly use them. Like they are here, but I use them right now for podcasting, but I hardly ever put them on for anything else. And I could, but I don't because I just have my AirPods Pro with me. So I thought I'm going to spend like this, almost $1,000 on these new headphones by Apple so that they can sit around. Not really. No, I decided not to buy them, and I was pretty proud of myself.
Yeah, look at us. We are bragging about things we didn't buy.
Yeah, but then I checked on Amazon and then I saw there was a very cool promo of Beats headphones, red ones, and I showed them to my wife, and she was like, "I want one," and I got them for my wife. So I'm a great husband. I bought my wife beautiful red noise canceling Beats headphones, and they were half the price. So great.
Yeah, that's cool promo. And speaking of headphones, actually, like as I said, like November was very intense and a lot of meetings. And one day, even though I have this Bose QC 35, and they are very comfortable, but after wearing them for almost the whole day with meetings and so on, I felt my head and my ears felt tired of this. And next day I tried to just use regular AirPods for meetings, and that was much better. And that is why I'm considering AirPods Pro. And once I have a budget for that, I will wait for the proper promo and probably buy it.
So that's one of the use cases that many people are saying, that because they work from home, they have headphones on all the time. I don't, because I'm alone in my home office. There is nobody else here. So in most of the meetings, I use this microphone, so the Shure MV7 microphone, so a good microphone, but then I use the speakers from the computer for people who speak to me. So I don't wear headphones on the meetings. It's only when I do meetings from the iPad, I use the AirPods Pro for the meetings, because then I want to have the headphones, because usually I have my iPad, for example, downstairs, where yes, there are people in my neighborhood that could listen to the conversation. So again, another use case that I don't wear headphones all that much to justify buying expensive headphones.
That's a really nice tip, because so it works well if you use your speakers on iMac as
Yes.
there's no echo. Yeah.
No,
So maybe
no, there's no echo.
I try that. Yeah.
Try it, man, because it's like I use this microphone so people can hear me very well, and then I'm just hearing to the speakers, and that's it. No headphones connected, so that's why I hardly use these headphones.
Yeah, like that's cool. All right. Anything else I didn't buy? Yeah, there was a great promo on. You mentioned that maybe you want to change your Thunderbolt display to proper 4K display.
Yeah.
There's really nice Huawei Mate View display. It's 4K, but its aspect ratio is 3:2, not 16:9.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's really nice design, and it was very tempting to buy it to have it for my MacBook Pro, but yeah. It was I didn't have a budget for this. So maybe that will be the next my next display once I get a budget for this, and Apple, we will see if Apple ships something.
Yeah. The latest rumors are that something might come in March from Apple. So we still have a long way to go. Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm not, as we mentioned, I was tempted to change my iMac to the new iMac, but I'm just waiting for the other iMac and see how it's going to be, because this one is good enough. It doesn't have Monterey because it's so old, but it handles my tasks, and it's still a good display. So it's all I need right now.
It's the best display, 5K display on the market still.
Exactly. So I'm okay. I don't need an upgrade here. No, I'm really. I mean, that's why I wrote. And if you go to michael.team/office, you will see all the blog posts that I shipped recently on my home office. There should be a video on my home office soon, also dropping. I'm really happy with my setup right now, and hopefully for next year, I'm gonna tweak it anymore. I'm just gonna use it and just get most of it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's jump to the things I managed to bought. That's actually small accessories. Finally, there was a promo for AirTags, so I bought 4 of them. And yeah, I really liked the setup. Was very, very easy and very satisfying.
Yes,
only Apple can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I've also bought some tablet case and laptop sleeve from the company called Moft.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like this sleeve for MacBook Pro that is also an origami stand.
Mm-hmm.
So I can elevate MacBook Pro if I want while traveling. That's really nice. And the tablet snap-on case. So I will be able to snap it onto iPad Mini and have it with different angles, both in portrait and landscape modes.
Okay.
But yeah, it's shipped. It's in China right now, so like more and more stuff are shipped from China. I must say. And I bought paper like 2 weeks ago, and it was shipped from Germany to Poland, and I still don't have it.
Whoa.
Because #Polish post.
Okay.
Apparently it was on Monday. The postman was tried to deliver this according to the system, but there was no legal notice in my mailbox about that.
Okay.
And today the same, and they are just putting fake info into the tracking system, and I really hate it. I would understand if they put, sorry, we don't have the postman. There are not enough postmans in the post office, and it's a delay. But no, they just put the fake info into the system that they tried to deliver, even though it's not true.
Yeah. Yeah, I
and
mean,
I ask people like to send me another one with the proper like company, and they did. So hopefully
nice.
I will have it.
That's good. No, that's the people who are working from home like us. This is the most annoying thing that the delivery man can do. You were not home. What do you mean I wasn't home? I work from home.
Yes.
I'm here all the freaking time. I'm here. Hello. But you were not here. You're just putting fake news in the system. Like it happened to me. It was so funny. Like normally I don't care so much that something comes like Amazon wants to ship things everything next day, and they exaggerate because sometimes things are shipped on Sunday. I don't need these guys to work on Sunday. I can wait until Monday. But once I remember I really needed this because it was a gift from my father. So I wanted it to be on that bloody Sunday, and they said it's going to be on Sunday. And then it wasn't coming for the whole day. And I was sitting on my porch outside, like on my porch. And I check in the system, intent of delivery 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, seriously?
Yeah, like they could call you and they could tell you like they have a problems to deliver this, and you can arrange the meeting with them in the city, for example, if that's more convenient for them. That's whatever. Don't put fake data into the system. That's not cool. Like,
no,
we understand delays. That's not a problem. But fake data in the system is the worst thing they can do.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay.
Anyway, I think it's time to wrap up the show, right?
Yeah. I think that's 50 minutes of recording. That's the high time to wrap it up. So thank you guys for listening. And yeah, Michael, what day is in 2 days actually? Because we are recording this on Wednesday.
MightyFriday. And for me, it's going to be very mighty because it's my free day. But for people at Nozbe and for you, it should be a MightyFriday, which means kind of free because you have to do review and just work on yourself, on your personal development.
Yeah, you can then, after doing your weekly review and planning priorities for the next week, you can learn something new, have some online training, watch some videos from conference, or watch our product vlog to learn more about Nozbe Teams features, how to use it even better. And yeah, that is the way to have a great weekend after MightyFriday. And remember, if you enjoyed this episode, feel free to help support this podcast, this show, either by sharing it with a friend or leaving us a nice review in Apple Podcast, or by checking out our great app, Nozbe Teams. So that's it for today. Say goodbye, Michael.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a great week. And ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas is coming very, very soon.
This episode has not been created in the office because in Nozbe, there is no office. Your hosts were Michael Sliwinski and Rafał Sobolewski. The whole production process of this podcast is coordinated in a project in a Nozbe Teams app. Work is not a place to go. It is a thing that you do. Thank you and see you in 2 weeks. Remember to have a mighty Friday.
Don't cram 20 people on Zoom.
Fluorescent lighted office all day long. You probably are going to work from home.